Hello, everyone. I have to get my light right back. Un momento. Here we go. Turn it down just a little bit. All right, that looks way better. All right. Wait for a few more people to jump in. So I gotta change the time on my oven because I think it's like 5 minutes slow. They're coming, thinking like I'm on time. They're like, oh man, I'm actually 3 minutes late. All right, I've got such a treat for y'all. Oh, hang on, let me turn this TV off. See how we start early? All right, that should be the last time I get up. And a TV on in the background and all distracting. Got a good show. Untamed, what's up? Ewing, what up? Hello, everyone. You want to know what? Reason with your rep? He said, we are going to reason with your rep. All right, so got a treat for y'all today. Today we have American Vulcan Lokring coming on the show. And I've got a treat for Thursday too, but we'll go over that. So what I'm gonna do is start in 15 minutes early today because I'm always going over. So thought I'll stretch it out another 15 to get some of the announcements and stuff out the way. And also I wanted to kind of finish up was talking about my series from the last few episodes on selling the repair. So I want to go over that. All right. So let's go and get started. So yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna talk to American Vulcan Lokring is gonna be on the show, and I was gonna talk about Skills USA. So that summed up last on Friday. Was there from Monday through Friday. That was quite a treat to see. So we're gonna go over that too. So welcome to the Power Block. If you're new, the Power Block is 3 YouTube channels, one powerful block of Appliance Industry Talk. I am your rep, your Encompass rep, Reggie Williams. And I, so I go to multiple thoughts here. I go to 7:30. And then you have Mona Sims at 7:30, Moni in the middle with SSG Appliance Academy. And then you have the OG Mike Sneed running anchor at 8 o'clock. And let's go to the screen share. Hang on. So I'm getting better and better at the screen share. Entire screen we're going to share. Boom. So we're going to go to this. All right. Appliance Bootcamp. So this is Mike Sneed's website. So Mike Sneed's forte is just teaching you the appliance business. He has a hands-on course and also a very, very popular online course, Appliance Bootcamp. With his course, man, you don't just learn the appliance business. You learn a lot of other businesses. If you know, Mike Sneed is a serial entrepreneur, so definitely check out his website. You also have SSG Appliance Academy. hands-on training from some of the country's best instructors. It's awesome. There's a 2-week course, so teaching you the basics and fundamentals to get your technician going, and also weekend sealed systems course. So y'all check that out, and Mona will talk about that on her during her block, and you guys Mike some questions on his block about those also. Um, Encompass has virtual training. We have virtual training, and the OG Tim Burdick is the teacher. I call him the Oracle of appliance repair. Man, that man knows a lot. So our next, hang on, let me see, 27th to 28th. Took my glasses off. Oh, tomorrow no, not tomorrow. Look like July 5th is the next class. Oh, we had another one tomorrow. We do got one tomorrow. Don't know why it's not showing on here. Okay, well those are our dates. July 28th. There you go. I'm missing my. I didn't put my glasses on. Looks like a Seal Systems class. The R600 is the 26th and the 28th. So we had. No, that can't be right. We'll figure that out because that would have been yesterday. Today's the 27th. I don't know. All right, we'll figure that out. y'all email me if you want to know when the next class is. We'll figure out what the dates are. But as of right now, officially, looks like July 5th. Looks like there's a Seal System on 26th, 28th, but yesterday's the 20th. So I don't know. We'll figure out what's going on with that. I'll contact our people, my people, to figure out what's going on there. All right, so hang on. I'm going to switch over. I'm getting fancy with y'all. I'm getting fancy. All right. Hope y'all can see my screen share. Oh, there you go, Tim. Oh, Tim's here. Good. It's tomorrow and Thursday. Samsung refrigeration. Thanks, Tim. See? Appreciate that. Oh, look like my screen share wasn't on. Jeez, Louise. So y'all go to, y'all can email me and I'll send you the information to register. Or you can just go here to solutions.encompass.com/training-virtual. Are y'all seeing my screen share? I'm gonna have to do all that over again. Let me log in real quick. See what happens when you start 15 minutes early. Still got stuff. Hang on 1 second. What's going on? No, you can't see my screen share. Okay, so we're gonna do all that over again. Hang on. Technical issues, technical difficulties. So now I press the screen share button. All right. See, now if I was watching myself, I would have saw that. So now I got myself up and I can see what's going on. All right. So we're going to run through that real quick all over again. Thank you all. Thank you everyone for your patience. Oh, that's it. All right. Now I'm screen sharing. Oops. Okay, real quick. So, Appliance Bootcamp, Mike Sneed. You go to appliancebootcamp.com to see Mike Sneed's content, to purchase online courses, to learn a little bit of everything about entrepreneurship. SSG Appliance Academy, ssgapplianceacademy.com. Hands-on training. Go on there to see the next class. That is Mona Sims, Mona in the middle at 7:30. You can ask her questions. Mike Sneed comes on at 8 o'clock, ask him questions. Then, of course, online virtual training with the Oracle, Tim Burdick. What does the online training means? This means he's actually live. Like, so there's as he's teaching, there's a Q&A session. He'll stop and you can ask any questions to him live. He'll answer you back. Very, very good content. And we're doing Samsung refrigeration. It's tomorrow and Thursday, starting at 11:30. So I'm going to put this link in the chat so y'all can go in there and register. It's only $25, and $25 does cover you for both days. One moment. Hang on. There we go. Hit the wrong button. See, at some point, I'm going to upgrade to an admin person that does all this, and all I do is talk. So, all right. So, if we look, BK from the Rockies, how's it going, man? Paste. Boom. All right. So, that's in the description. Also, if you are a servicer, you deserve a wholesale account. So, be sure to email me so I can set you with a wholesale account. It's really easy. We just want you to be a servicer. That's all that's required. Doesn't require an EIN number. Doesn't require a blood sample and all this other stuff that a lot of our competitors require. So be sure to email me for that. All right. So let's get into the content. Let's go back to screen share. All right, so we're going to screen share, and boom. Now, who am I? I am Reggie, your Encompass rep. Hang on, this is looking real amateur here. Here we go. Boom. Feel free to call me at the number listed. You can email me if you have any questions. If you have an Encompass account, don't forget, lean on your rep. So Skills USA. So I went to Skills USA last week. It was awesome. It really inspired me to hope my boys follow the path and to compete in Skills USA. Skills USA is let's go to my Facebook group. And so here in the Facebook group, I share a lot of stuff on the Facebook group. So if you're not on the Facebook group, go to Facebook and go to groups, and under the search, put my slow internet Appliance Repair Community Network supported by Encompass in the search, and it'll pop up. So this you're getting a behind the stage look at the admin page here, and just showing what I kind of show you some of the pictures I posted for this week. Yeah, this wants to act the slowest when I'm doing this. Come on. All right. Well, of course, this doesn't want to cooperate because we're live, right? That's how it works. So here we go. Jeez. So here are the took pictures with the gold winners, the first place. They basically they're the best in the country. So in high school division, in the college division, I'm gonna stop clicking on stuff because this is taking forever to load up. So yep. So these young men here, the guy in the red jacket won first place, won the gold for the high school division, and the other young man won it for post-secondary college, the college division. So they competed regionally in their state, and then came to nationals in Atlanta, Georgia, to compete and won the gold. Man, you talking about proud parents. Man, yeah. So so go to skillsusa-rcat.com. In your area, if you know of a trade school or high school that teaches appliance repair, send me an email so we can contact them so they can be a part of this program and they can send their students too. So that is a very, very good thing for the industry. Now, let's talk about our guest that's coming up. You know how I like to do, man. I like to do a preview. So I'm not going to show the whole YouTube video, especially because my internet wants to run slow. But I wonder if it's still hooked up to my car. But we are going to see just a little bit of who American Vulcan Lokring is. after about 20 minutes, my internet comes up. There we go.
Soldering often causes problems during repairs on refrigerant tubes in domestic appliances and small chillers. Thanks to our solder-free Lokring tube connections, this is finally a thing of the past.
Game changer.
Completely without heat or flame. That means you save all the necessary safety precautions for soldering. Protect the refrigerant system from possible surface damage caused by soldering. And above all, protect yourself from toxic.
All right, so we're gonna give too much of it away. We're gonna ask the rest of our guests on Lokring. So let's go to the next slide here. And so obviously, now each manufacturer have their own Lokring kit. Again, before y'all freak out on the price, that's retail price. Log into your account to see how much your wholesale price is, right? See the wholesale price on this. This is a master Lokring kit. So we do sell it with at Encompass. So log in. The best way to find it, I mean, there's a part number, but just put in Lokring in the description, and that kit will show up. The Lokring, the kit shows up. I believe there's a connection that shows up, and then there's a tool that automatically a crimping tool that automatically shows up. Right. So next, let's bring on our guest. Hang on, I'm gonna have to bring them in and then go to this slide. Un momento. All righty, let's click. All right, Charles got you in. Jermaine got you in. How's it going, fellas?
How are you?
Good. Thanks for hanging in there. Everyone, this is Charles or Chuck. What do you prefer?
Charlie.
Charlie. Okay,
Yep,
Charlie.
Charlie.
No, your LinkedIn got different now. You got like 3 different names, man. All right, we got you. I got the same issue, man. Reggie, Reginald. All right, Charlie, Jermaine, from American Vulcan Lokring. Hang on, I got some troll stuff going on my page, man. This YouTube. All right, that's done. So thank you guys for joining me.
No problem.
I want to go over some things about American Vulcan Lokring. First, is there a difference between Lokring and American Vulcan Lokring?
Lokring is the same company. American Vulcan Corporation is here in Winter Haven, Florida. So that's our manufacturing center here in Winter Haven. The American Lokring is a global company. So we have 5 manufacturing companies globally. And our headquarters is actually in Herne, Germany. So we've tried to separate ourselves a little bit on YouTube because our parent company does a lot of marketing videos. But just like you, Reggie, we're trying to reach out to the technicians, and we want to get an opportunity to go out and let them see some tech tips and start generating videos to help them with what they do every day in using Lokring. So that's really why you see a main focus on YouTube as far as our name difference. But the product, the technology, everything is the same. It's Lokring, Vulcan Lokring.
Awesome. Okay. And Jermaine, what's your background? What's your role in the company?
Well, it's Jeremy. So it's Jeremy.
Oh, no, I don't got my glasses on, man. I'm so sorry.
Your pain. I hear you there. The older we get,
Jeremy.
the worse it gets. So
I'm my specs on.
I'm the sales manager for American Vulcan, and Charlie's our sales engineer that you met at Skills USA. Yes. So I've been with the company about 4.5 years. I was originally served 21 years in the Coast Guard and retired. After my last 6 years, I was teaching air conditioning and refrigeration in the Coast Guard. And then after which I joined a team in Virginia. We created our own appliance school there and ended up joining the Lokring team about 2 years after that. And that's kind of my background in history.
Wow. Okay. Awesome. And how long you been at the company?
About 4.5 years now.
4.5 years. Wow. Okay, cool. And what makes you guys like? 'Cause now I played your video, and actually, let me ask Charles the same question before I move on. Charles, you do training, right?
Well, that's part of my description, job description. I do training and I handle sales and training for the appliance side or service side of our connectors. There's two worlds for Lokring, by the way. We do make the service connector, and we also make single rings that you might find in the fridge before somebody goes in there and cuts them out.
Mm.
So there's two worlds to us. Jeremy handles both sides of the business. I'm only on the service side, so most of your clients will be talking to me when they have difficulties applying the technology.
Okay. So let's go over this kind of a catalog about Lokring.
Mhm.
I'm sure this is gonna have, and I had a few questions looking at this, and now it's blurry. There we go. This is rough. All right. So now you guys don't so the name of the game for you guys is that there's no soldering, no torches.
That's correct.
So as somebody new coming, new to Lokring and the things that you guys offer, why not solder? What makes the Lokring system more superior?
Well,
Well,
as an older technician that used to braze and solder all the time, it was a skill that I like to learn, and it was something I had a lot of pride in, and that's something we hear a lot with a lot of
Yeah.
technicians. But to me, this was another tool in my toolbox, and I actually brought this into the Coast Guard for shipboard applications because when I was brazing on top of JP5 or aviation fuel tanks, I thought there's got to be a better way to do this. And Lokring was the solution for me in the Coast Guard. So I've got a long history with it, actually longer than my employment here. And that carried on. And I've since really embraced Lokring. I've seen it used in some very rigorous applications, and I know how robust of a connection it is and how with a little bit of practice, how easy it can be. I mean, you're looking at 50 to 60% time savings compared to brazing or soldering. I mean, that's really been my experience. Charlie may have some different experiences coming in. He's, got some automotive background too. And, for him, he's done very well with picking up the tool and learning and adapting automotive knowledge into the appliance field. And I think it's been very successful, but I'll let him be the voice on that.
Okay.
well, on my world, other than Jeremy and you guys braze and solder a lot. Um, my experience with it, since I only soldered on circuit boards, mostly repairing electronics. When I looked at this, I said, why people are trying to weld when this exists? Because the simplicity of this thing is so easy that there's no need to pull out a torch and try to go through this. Let's get the temperature right. Let's get how much material we're getting in. All this technique and skill needed for bracing. New guy like me that never done it will pick this up a lot faster than that. And that's my experience with it. But as bracing it's a technique learned. This is a technique learned. It's something that looks really easy, but you have to practice it. And I say it's like riding a bike. You first get on a bike, you're all wobbly, you're falling down, and 10 minutes later, you're going around the block, and all of a sudden, you're doing wheelies and endos.
Wow.
But it
So
comes
now,
down to learning.
so Charlie, now you said a new guy will get it faster than somebody that's experienced.
My experience with it is that because since I don't want to use the word I never had the experience to be bracing so
Right.
much like my colleagues and you guys.
So you learn it.
So I picked this up a lot faster than somebody who's had been bracing. And my difficulties with old technicians is that showing the technology to a guy who's been bracing all his life, and sees this, they go like, wait, this is a lot easier. Wow. But I always say it's the same learning process that when you learn how to braze. You got to develop a skill to it.
Oh, okay. So I remember we were at Skills USA and you were teaching. You was teaching us to the students that there's a difference in metals. Like we have on the screen right now, the metal combinations.
That's
Uh,
very important. So with Lokring, whenever you're using Lokring, we can connect aluminum to copper. We can do copper to copper, steel to steel, aluminum to aluminum. The only rule is whenever there's aluminum in the mix, one of those two tubes being connected is aluminum, you're using an aluminum connector. And that's due to um, electrolysis.
okay.
There's the best recipe is to add more material to it. So that's why we always say use an aluminum connector for aluminum tube connection to whatever other material you're connecting to. And to be honest with you, we've been seeing lately more aluminum being used in refrigeration. So most likely the connectors you'll be seeing in the boxes pretty soon is all aluminum connector.
Okay. So what? So now you get the knucklehead that just thinks it's like that's not really true. It'll be okay. Well, what'll happen? What like some of the symptoms that happen if you go behind like someone that may do it the wrong way?
Most errors that I find in my phone calls that I receive daily is the most problems that I hear is the selection of the correct connector sizing for the tube. And I went through this with the class as you saw, and I told them you have to learn how to use one of these guys correctly. And it looks simple. You grab it, you put your tube in here, and you're good. You have to know that if you put pressure on it or you don't place it correctly, you will get an off reading. And during a little bit of practice and time, you will develop a sense of, wait a minute, I don't have it right. That measurement looks way off. Let me try it again. And another thing that they have to learn is not all tubes are made equally. Tubes are not perfectly round. So that's why we always say measure it in 3 places, get an average, and select your tube and select your connector. And always do an interference check. Make sure that guy slides in without you pushing and jamming it in. And that way you can make the best connection you can. But at first start by choosing the right connector, and you got to learn that by using the proper tool and knowing how to use this tool. You got to learn how to use this one before you can use this one with this guy.
Yeah, Reggie, to follow up on that a little bit, I think one of the biggest problems is, all of us are SAE born. We're born in the United States. We work with SAE. We're used to 1/8 inch, 5/16. Those are the numbers we see on the refrigerators all the time. And I think one of the biggest things, and myself was included in this, when I first started with Lokring, I remember saying, metric system, are you kidding? Really? We got, because that's not what we're used to. That's not what we buy our connectors in, but I've switched teams. I'm telling you, it's the only, when it comes to Lokring, metric's the only way to go. Don't try to do conversions. Don't try to mess with all that. Set your calipers to MM and just read what it says. Because if it says 8 on your calipers, then you're looking for an 8 NK or an 8 NR, meaning, normal pressure coupling or a normal pressure reducer. That's what you're looking for. So some of those things like the habits, and that's, another one with brazers that Charlie was talking about. Another difficulty, I think, when people braze, and it comes back to us older guys that were in the field doing the common repair methodologies. We were using SAE, we were using torches. Well, now we're asking you to make connections, but not at the braze joint. You can make it wherever you want with Lokring, and that's a skill that's hard to put into the mind of someone that grew up in the industry brazing. Oh, I got to unsweat that. That's where my repair is. No, in Lokring, if it's not leaking, I cut away from that, and I end up with more tubes. So I've always got room for more repairs. And then I have to remember to measure my tube in millimeters. And if you just get those two things, so we call it thinking outside of the box with Lokring, where to make the repair, and then using that 8 millimeter, using the metric system to measure the tubes. And that puts you at a whole nother advantage that, it does reinforce that the newer tech coming in that doesn't have those habits, Not saying they're bad habits, because they're not. It's brazing and it's measuring. Those are good habits. But in this scenario, we need to think outside the box and think a little differently. And that helps people. So we just need to retrain our brains a little bit. And that does help with the successful installation of Lokring.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's pretty much a issue across the whole industry is changing. You know, you still got some old direct drive guys out there that refuse to learn how to diagnose a board.
Let's face it, with R600 coming into the industry, you're getting people saying, "I'm done with sealed systems. I don't even want to learn new technologies." I mean, I get it. It's the same. It's a little bit flammable, but it's still out there. And it's still going to be the gas of choice for years to come. So we got to embrace it. And as technicians, we got to get used to it and educate ourselves, because it is dangerous. That's one of the advocacies for Lokring. We've taken a lot of time and we pride ourselves in being one of the few organizations in the U.S. that actually have experience well beyond that of the normal technician in the U.S. with dealing with flammable refrigerants, because our company is out of Europe. So we've been trained in Europe. We've dealt with that. We have a longer history of that. The Vulcan Group was actually formed in 1978. Lokring technology was invented in 1968. We're over 50 years old. It's been used exclusively in Europe and then was brought over into the United States. I mean, currently, since 2021, we've got 2 billion Lokring connectors out in the field in the industries of HVAC, refrigeration, and automotive. So, it's not a new history, or it's not a new technology, but it's really because of the prevalence of flammable refrigerants, you're starting to see a resurgence of our technology, and the OEMs are wanting the service networks to embrace it and use it as well, because they do understand the dangers of using a torch when it comes to an R600A system.
Right. So that's really good information, because I think everybody's like, "Oh, this is new stuff." So this is a tried and true improvement method. It's been around for a very, very long time. So what do you say to those the old hats that said that likes to? I still hear people that still braze Lokring.
I always say, try to braze a capillary tube together. Can they? Is that possible? Somebody can braze a capillary tube together and make it longer? I don't think so, but we can do it.
Right.
We have a connector that goes right around the side, and we made it longer. We can connect a capillary tube to capillary tube with one of our connectors. That's the advantage of this. And like Jeremy said, knowing your product, you may come and develop skills to think out of the box, develop other ways how to repair it without the traditional ways that you're limited to because you're bracing. There's a lot of stuff in here that can make your world a lot better and a lot faster and a lot easier.
Speaking of the weld, lock prep. What is this stuff? I got on the screen now. This how does this help the job? How does this help seal the? What is this?
I'll let Jeremy answer that. He likes the science stuff.
I do.
Break it down, Jeremy.
I'm a nerd at heart. I can't help myself. All it is, it's an anaerobic sealant. Everyone always says, "Oh, well, that just looks just like Loctite." It's not. It's just a blue bottle. It's similar. It's not the same product, so please don't try to substitute them. It will not work well for you. An anaerobic sealant is just it is an adhesive, and it requires the absence of oxygen and in direct contact with metal ions. So copper having the most free available ions, it's going to cure very rapidly on copper. Aluminum has less available free ions, which means it's going to cure slower. We tell everyone as a general rule of thumb that after you've applied lock prep to your connection and you made the assembly, then you have 10 minutes of cure time. That's from the very last connection you do. Now, traditionally, most of us usually make the dryer as our last connection. And again, it's going to be a copper to steel, probably to the heat loop, or it's going to be a copper to copper connection going to the capillary, or worst case with what's coming, aluminum capillary tube is going to be copper to aluminum. So either way, that's generally our last connection. So we're looking at about 10 minutes once you've made that. A lot of techs look at me and they roll their eyes and are like, "You kidding me? I got to wait 10 minutes." I was like, "Yeah, you do." It's just like you got to wait for everything to cool down too, because you shouldn't be using a wet cloth. Otherwise, you're making micro fissures inside your braze joints. So you let that stuff cool up. Clean up your mess. Get ready. Write up your ticket. Do all those things. Get your vacuum equipment out. Get your pressure testing equipment out. Next thing you know, 10 minutes is gone. There is a big misconception that you need to wait 10 minutes between each connection. That's not the case at all. Once you've made that connection, you have 10 minutes. What you're trying to prevent is radial torque, which means twisting of the tube. That's what we want to avoid, because when the lock prep is still viscous, it's going to act like a lubricant and allow you to turn the connector much easier than once it's cured, and all the lock prep could slump to one side. It's almost like greasing a bearing, loading up a bearing. Then you have a leak path on the opposite side. So we want to avoid that. We don't want to pressure test or apply vacuum within that 10 minutes either. So those are basically the three things we're trying to avoid. So that means I can do a compressor. I can do it out of if I need to still pick that compressor and get it back in, like, if we're working on Sub-Zero top mount, I'm not waiting 10 minutes to roll the compressor in after I make that connection. I protect my connector, I grab the lines, and I bend those in, and I roll that compressor back into its location. Those things can be done. You just want to protect right there at the site of the connection. But that's a light prep. We affectionately call it the suspenders to your belt, because unfortunately, tubes are not made perfectly. There's scratches all over it. There's inclusions. There's void. The lock prep is designed to fill those defects and give you a perfectly smooth surface and help us make a hermetic seal through elastic tension in the compression of those service connectors.
Well, so yeah, I'm scrolling through all your connectors that you have, and wow, there's a lot of them. And accessories. So now this is very, very popular. The Lokring kit. So we had an open house where we gave away a free Lokring kit. I can't tell you how many people said, "Hey, I'm going to win that kit." Everybody wanted to win the kit, and we stayed it till the end, right? So we had so many people that's just waiting, and then I announced the winner. The air just left the room from people who didn't win.
Yeah, it's a popular one. You're right, Reggie. You're right.
Absolutely loved it. So we got 4 minutes left of the show, man. So I appreciate you guys coming in. Definitely have you back on again, because I have a lot more questions. And Jeremy, so you have a lot of knowledge. Charlie, love the examples. Love to have you guys on again. Do you have any advice for people using Lokring above which obviously you just dropped a lot of nuggets? Any advice on, especially on things that you hear all the time, or people that call in and have questions? What's like the number one thing advice you would give someone?
I think the thing I would do is I'd actually quote my director, and it's the time with Lokring. Once you've got the lock prep applied, it's time to take your time and enjoy your job. Just slow is fast, fast is slow. Don't get in a rush. Make the connections. Once you apply lock prep, you've got 20 seconds to close that connection. Take your time. That's an eternity when you're going, and just make sure you maintain the insertion depth of the male tube. And as long as you apply lock prep, you should have a successful connection. Just take your time. Don't rush.
Awesome. Charlie, you got any advice from based on the calls you get?
Like I said, always, before you start learning how to use the crimping tool, you got to learn how to do this thing first. You really do. Because selection of the correct connector is 99% of the success of your connection. It really is.
If someone asks, is there a electric version coming out? And actually, I can answer that is yes. If you go to Encompass website, we actually sell. I'm looking at I thought I had that screen up. I don't. We actually sell it on our website. Now I'm trying to pull it real quick. And it's the 12-volt crimping tool, I believe it's called.
Yep.
Yep.
Same battery platform as the DeWalt 12 volts that you may already have out there. So no need to buy extra spare batteries. It's a pretty common platform. We kind of wanted to have something like that. Initially, when we first got this tool out, we were looking at bare tools only and just telling people if they've got the DeWalt's, just use those. But now we have to source them in as a complete kit. That was kind of during the introductory period, but definitely it'll come as a complete kit, 12-volt battery, charger included. And of course, it's from Europe, so we throw in the free European plug adapter, so that way you don't have to worry about that.
Nice. So he wants to know his part number. L is in Larry 14003952, or you can just type in Lokring lock press. All right, and let's go and see the other comments.
Reggie, I'll give you an update to that part number. Is actually you may have the newest part number. The actual part number now is L14004399-P as in Papa.
Awesome. Okay. Charlie, Jeremy, thanks for coming in, guys. Appreciate you for coming to the show, and definitely love to have you on again.
Absolutely. Anytime, Reggie, let us know.
All right.
Have a good one.
All right, that's my show. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Go on next. I have my glasses, man. I couldn't even read the names right. Go on to the next leg of the block, which is Mooney in the middle. Go into my description. You will see a link tree, and that link tree will you click on that to go to Moni, and then at 8 o'clock you can click on the same link tree and go to Mike Sneed with the Appliance Bootcamp. Big announcement. Thursday, I'm going to have a major manufacturer on my show, and this manufacturer is looking for appliance servicers to do certified warranty work. Warranty work from a manufacturer, get certified, so certification from a major manufacturer. Tune in Thursday to see. All right, and this is the benefit of watching the whole show. Right now, you get the hidden nuggets. This is Reggie, your Encompass rep. Don't forget, lean on your rep, especially Thursday. That's a great opportunity for you. See you guys.